Welcome everyone to In the Cosmos from the Tanzaku College Planetarium for July 1st, 2020. My name is Toshi Komatsu and I am your host and the director of the planetarium. This episode I share a story from a star festival and its celestial connections, so let's take a look. This is the story of two lovers, Orihime, the weaving princess, and Hikoboshi, the cowherd. Their story is the background for a festival celebrated in Japan called Tanabata. It comes from a Chinese legend and is celebrated in other locations as well. The princess was the daughter of the Sky King, and every day she wove beautiful clothes that everybody loved by the bank of the River of Heaven. One day, she met the cowherd, who lived and worked on the other side of the river. They fell instantly in love and got married immediately. However, once married, the princess would no longer weave her cloth, and the cowherd allowed his cows to stray all over heaven. In anger, the Sky King separated the couple across the river and forbade them to meet. The two became despondent at their separation, so much so that the princess still could not weave, and the cowherd still ignored his cows. As a compromise, the Sky King finally allowed the two to meet on the 7th day of the 7th month, if they worked hard and if they finished their work. The first time they tried to meet, however, they found that they could not cross the river because there was no bridge. The princess cried so much that a flock of magpies came and promised to make a bridge with their wings so that she could cross the river. It is said that if it rains on this day, the magpies cannot come because of the rise of the river, and the two lovers must wait another year to meet. Now, it turns out that this story gets played out in the summer evening sky. Here we are looking at the eastern part of the sky on the 7th day of the 7th month. That's July 7th. It's 9:45 p.m. local daylight time. Orihime, the weaving princess, is represented by a star that we in the West here called Vega, and that's in the constellation of Lyra the Harp. And we can see Vega fairly high up in the sky. It's about 55 degrees above east on this date and time. Now below the princess, we can see the representation of the River of Heaven, also known as the Milky Way. And here on the other side of the Milky Way is another bright star. This is Hikoboshi, the cowherd. We in the West call him Altair in the constellation of Aquila, the eagle. And the magpies that create the bridge are represented by the constellation we call Cygnus, the swan. Cygnus looks like there's sort of a cross shape there, and then there's also the artwork that you can see here looks like a swan, but for this story we'll just say that it's a magpie here. You can imagine here that the wings of the swan are actually forming the bridge. Now Deneb is the brightest star in Cygnus, and along with Vega and Altair, they form a group of stars in the summer sky that we refer to as the summer triangle. So see if you can find the princess and the cowherd in the real sky over the coming weeks. In particular, think of them on the night of July 7th and hope for clear skies for the two lovers. Well, that's it for this edition of In the Cosmos. Hopefully you enjoyed that and learned a little something. If you could do us a big favor and like, subscribe, and share this video, we would really appreciate it. You can also click on the little ring icon to get a notification every time we post a new video. You can find more about the planetarium on our website and more astronomical goodness on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can find those links in the description below. Until next time, thank you for checking in, and here's wishing you clear, dark skies. This is the Tanzaku College Planetarium, signing off.